What if I told you that the chance encounter, the repeating number, the song that played at just the right moment was never random? What if every so-called coincidence was actually the universe whispering to you, giving you a breadcrumb trail to your highest reality? You've been taught to dismiss these signs, to laugh them off as superstition. But here's the truth. Synchronicity is the most powerful navigation system you'll ever have. And once you understand it, everything in your reality begins to change. Why you notice certain patterns. Think about it. Why do certain numbers repeat for you, but not for someone else? Why does one song show up on your feed just as you're thinking of someone? That's not your brain tricking you. That's resonance. Synchronicity is how the quantum field mirrors your inner state back to you, so you can see what frequency you're transmitting. The science Jacobo Grinberg tried to reveal. Jacobo Grinberg, the Mexican neuroscientist who mysteriously disappeared, uncovered something revolutionary: the neuronal field. He discovered that our brains are not just receivers of consciousness. They are projectors, weaving a holographic reality from infinite potential. Synchronicity is not just luck. It's your neuronal field syncing up with the greater holographic field of reality. And that's why it feels so personal. Because it is. Ancient wisdom always knew. Before science caught up, mystics already taught this truth. In the I Ching, synchronicity is the dance of the Tao. In indigenous traditions, it's seen as spirit communication. In astrology, it's the unfolding of cosmic timing. Different names, same principle. Nothing is random. Reality is intelligent. Why synchronicity feels like magic. Have you ever had a moment so strange, so perfectly aligned that your body shivered? That feeling isn't just goosebumps. It's your nervous system recognizing that you just brushed against the fabric of the quantum web. Synchronicities are cracks in the illusion of randomness. They are proof that reality is alive. The emotional frequency link. Here's where neuroscience meets mysticism. Your emotions are frequencies. When you hold gratitude, love, or even deep longing, your subconscious sends a signal into the field. That frequency attracts corresponding symbols, events, and coincidences. Synchronicity is simply the universe saying, yes, stay on this path. You're aligned. Why synchronicity gets suppressed? Now ask yourself, why isn't this taught in schools? Why do mainstream institutions dismiss synchronicity as magical thinking? Because a population that understands synchronicity becomes uncontrollable. If you know reality speaks directly to you, you no longer need middlemen. No authority, no system, no permission. You are free, and freedom is dangerous to control structures. The holographic universe theory. In physics, David Bohm proposed the holographic universe model. Every part contains the whole. This explains synchronicity perfectly. Your single thought, your single vibration is entangled with the whole universe. So when outer events match your inner world, it's not coincidence. It's holographic feedback. The trap of dismissing signs. The biggest mistake people make is dismissing synchronicities as just coincidence. Every time you do that, you weaken your connection to the field. But when you acknowledge them, thank them, and follow their guidance, the signs multiply. You train the field to respond more clearly. Practical ways to work with synchronicity. So how do you consciously use synchronicity? Step 1. Notice. Keep a synchronicity journal. Write every strange pattern, number, or coincidence. Step 2. Ask. Before sleep or meditation, set an intention. Show me guidance through synchronicity. Step 3. Follow. Don't just observe the signs, act on them. That's when your reality begins to bend. The danger of misinterpreting. But here's the warning. Not every sign is confirmation. Sometimes synchronicities test you. If you're in fear or obsession, you'll see distorted mirrors. That's why self-awareness is key. Your signal determines the meaning. Clean signal, clear signs. How synchronicity rewrites your identity. When you live by synchronicity, something profound happens. You stop doubting. You no longer see yourself as separate from reality. You see reality as responsive, alive, co-creative. This identity shift is the beginning of quantum consciousness, the ultimate synchronicity, meeting yourself. The highest synchronicity isn't numbers or feathers or random songs. It's the moment you meet the version of yourself you were always meant to become. Life begins arranging itself so perfectly that you realize you were never lost. The signs were guiding you home all along. Have you noticed that when you start paying attention to synchronicities, they multiply? That's not your imagination. Your attention is currency in the quantum field. Whatever you acknowledge, you empower. If you train your awareness to spot signs, reality begins arranging itself in your favor with startling precision. The observer effect connection quantum physics has already proven. The act of observation changes reality. This is the observer effect. Synchronicity is a living demonstration of this law. By observing patterns, numbers, and events with intention, you collapse them into meaningful guidance instead of random noise. Why certain people trigger synchronicities? Ever met someone and suddenly your life felt filled with signs? That's because people are walking frequency fields. When you meet someone whose field resonates with your next chapter, synchronicities explode around you, guiding you toward that relationship, lesson, or breakthrough. Synchronicity in breakthrough moments. History is filled with great minds who relied on synchronicity. Einstein called them thought experiments, aligning with external discovery. Carl Jung coined the term synchronicity after repeated psychic dreams lined up with real-world events. Breakthroughs happen when your personal field aligns so perfectly with the universal field that innovation or transformation becomes inevitable. How synchronicity protects you. Sometimes synchronicity doesn't lead you towards something. It pulls you away. The missed train that prevents an accident. The relationship that ends just before disaster. The universe communicates protection through disruption. What feels like loss may actually be your quantum safety net. The frequency of numbers. Why 1111 appears, numbers are not random either. Mathematics is the language of the universe. That's why repeating numbers, 111, 222, 555, feel significant. They're vibrational codes. Each sequence has a frequency, and when you notice them, it's a reflection of what you're broadcasting into the field at that moment. Synchronicity and dreams. Pay close attention to your dreams. They are one of the most direct portals of synchronicity. The symbol that shows up at night and then appears in your waking life is a bridge between inner and outer reality. When dreams and reality overlap, you've pierced the veil of separation. Why skeptics experience nothing. Have you noticed skeptics rarely encounter synchronicities? That's because their belief system filters them out. The quantum field responds to openness. Closed minds create closed loops. But when you allow the possibility, your brain rewires to see the guidance that was there all along. Synchronicity as your personal GPS. Think of synchronicity like a GPS signal from the universe. Each sign is a turn left, keep going, or recalculate. Ignore it and you'll still arrive. But the road is longer, harder, filled with detours. Follow it and you take the direct route to your highest timeline. Shadow synchronicity. When ego hijacks signs. Here's the shadow side most don't talk about. Sometimes the ego twists synchronicity into confirmation bias. When you desperately want something, you'll see signs everywhere. But those aren't true synchronicities. They're projections of fear or obsession. Real synchronicity feels calm, neutral, undeniable. Ego synchronicity feels urgent, desperate, clingy. Learn to know the difference. Training your nervous system for signs. If your nervous system is overloaded with fear and stress, you'll miss synchronicities. Why? Because signs arrive in subtle ways. Meditation, breathwork, and grounding practices calm your signal, making you sensitive enough to notice the whispers of reality. Synchronicity and collective consciousness. Synchronicity isn't only personal, entire societies experience them. Think of revolutions, inventions, or cultural shifts where multiple people across the globe suddenly receive the same idea. This is collective synchronicity, humanity upgrading together. the magnetic pull of destiny. At the deepest level, synchronicity is the universe's way of pulling you toward your destiny. That's why ignoring signs feels heavy, stuck, frustrating, because you're resisting the pull of alignment. Following signs feels light, exciting, alive, because you're moving with the current of your true path. The practice of asking for signs, don't be passive. Engage with the universe. Before bed, ask, show me a clear sign that I'm aligned with my highest path. Then release it. The more you relax, the faster the signs arrive. Ask, trust, receive. When synchronicity stops. What if the signs dry up? Don't panic. This usually means one of two things. You're already aligned, so no course correction is needed. You're ignoring guidance, so the universe is waiting for you to. Synchronicity in emotional states. Your emotional state acts as a filter for synchronicity. When you're in fear or anger, you'll only notice negative coincidences that reinforce those emotions. But when you shift into gratitude, peace, and openness, you unlock a completely different stream of synchronicities, ones that elevate and guide you. Emotion is the lens through which reality reflects back. Part 32. Synchronicity in relationships. Relationships are the most common stage where synchronicity plays out. Meeting the right person at the right time is rarely random. Whether it's a soulmate, mentor, or even someone who challenges you, these encounters are entangled quantum events. The field arranges meetings to accelerate your evolution, even if the relationship is brief. Part 33. The suppression of synchronicity. Knowledge. Why don't schools teach this? Why do mainstream institutions dismiss synchronicity as woo-woo? Because a society trained to follow signs is a society that cannot be controlled. When you know reality itself is interactive, you no longer depend on authority. You depend on your direct connection with the universe. That level of freedom is dangerous to systems of control. Part 34. Synchronicity and creativity. Artists, writers, and innovators often describe being guided by inspiration. This is synchronicity at work. The painting you're meant to create, the book you're meant to write, the invention you're meant to build. These don't come from inside your brain, but through a field of synchronicity that delivers ideas at the perfect moment. Creativity is cosmic communication. Part 35. Synchronicity as a language of love. At its core, synchronicity is the universe's love letter to you. It's the reminder that you're never alone, never abandoned, never just wandering. Every repeating number, every strange coincidence, every door opening just in time, it's reality whispering, I see you, I'm with you. Keep going. Long closing words, cinematic wrap-up. So here we are. You started this video thinking synchronicity was just random coincidence, but now you can feel the truth vibrating in your chest. Nothing in your life has ever been random. Every heartbreak that forced you to grow, every chance meeting that redirected your path, every accident that saved you. They weren't random. They were designed. Synchronicity is not superstition. It is not fantasy. It is the operating system of the universe. And it's been speaking to you all along. Think about this. How many times have you ignored the nudge, dismissed the sign, told yourself it's just my imagination? And yet deep down, you knew. You felt it. The chills on your skin, the pull in your gut, the whisper in your heart. That was reality speaking. The question is no longer, are synchronicities real? The question is, are you ready to trust them? Because once you do, everything changes. Life stops feeling like chaos. It becomes choreography. Every step, every delay, every detour, purposeful. You begin to move with the current instead of fighting against it. And here's the most important part. The more you align with your true self, the stronger the signs become. The universe doesn't waste energy. When you're ready, it amplifies synchronicity until you cannot deny it. That's not chance. That's confirmation. So tonight, when you close your eyes, I want you to ask yourself, am I willing to see the signs that have always been here? Because if the answer is yes, the universe will respond. And tomorrow you will see something that feels impossible to ignore. Not a coincidence, not luck, but proof that the fabric of reality has always been alive, intelligent, and deeply connected to you. This isn't just information, this is initiation, and once you step through, you'll never see reality the same way again. Remember, synchronicity is not the universe testing you, it is the universe talking to you. And it's time to start listening.